Listen in as 5 friends take turns weaving stories with a tabletop game of their choice. This is 5 Jams in a Trench Coat. Hello everyone and welcome to 5 Gems in a Trench Coat. My name is Tanner and I'll be your GM for today. We'll start on my left.
Hello everybody, I'm Adam. I'm playing Jack Elrond, and honestly, Jack's just a little afraid that when he leaves this plane of existence, he won't have left anything important behind.
What?
Oh. Hi, I'm Kim, and I'm playing Frankie Moore. She accidentally killed a guy and she's thinking about it a lot.
I'm Jesse. I play Titus the Typhoon, and he's having a great time right now.
I'm Talon. I play Devon, and I just got tattled on, but Devon doesn't know that yet, but I know that now. So it's like...
So when we last left off, you guys had just gotten back to the base with a bunch of new dragons. Mabel had talked to Frankie and Jack about everything that had happened. Jack told Mabel about the whole Devon thing, about how Devon lied and almost let one of the dragons go. Titus had instigated the party with all the pirates on Tandem's ship. Frankie joined it because it was celebrating Frankie killing a pirate hunter, an infamous pirate hunter. Yeah. And things kind of settled down again. Things are busy around the base for the next couple of weeks. Devon has a lot of work ahead of him trying to kind of retrain these dragons, because Devon, the more you work with them, the more you realize like they almost certainly didn't have a cavalier on their team, so they're all like the dragons are tamed-ish, but like not great. Like you have a lot of like deprogramming basically to do. But like your experience with this stuff, you've done it before, so you know it will take time, but not years, which is good. To the rest of you, yeah, like it's a lot. Nobody's like Mabel's not sending you on any missions necessarily, but there's a lot of projects going on around at the base. People start working on new like dragon kennels, but like ethical ones. Basically, they're consulting the cavaliers, the dragon riders of you, to like, hey, what dragons need? How much space should they have? Stuff like that, because the roost can't fit everybody. But yeah, so those are being built around the tree in the center, with some serious fireproofing added to the like walls just in case, right? But so there's like a new little like hexagonal center around the tree being constructed as like a roost, a second roost, if you will. Also, some new the barracks are being added to. New rooms are being added to the barracks because more people are starting to like come in and join. Silver's like recruiting efforts, like, hey, like you don't need to do this in the city, is working. You're getting a lot of like kids, frankly, like 16, 15-year-olds, but like they're helping in ways. And Mabel has already talked to you guys about this. Like they're not going to go out, right? That's not their job. Their job is to kind of maintain things here. But you're also getting adults, soldiers, no cavaliers, but you know, them as the breaks, I guess, right? So you know, things are kind of looking up, actually. Like, you're getting some more supplies. Those people that you guys talked to way back when, some of them started, like, the different groups, right? The smugglers and the other pirates. A lot of them have started kind of settling in the area, whether it's nearby Sky Islands to the one you're currently on, just so that you guys can do some temporary trading. Or some of them are actually just straight up joining. Like, they're giving, like, a ship or two. The docks are being added to. So, again, it's kind of like a exponential increase in what's happening, just because all of the like the web of like plans Mabel has constructed all seem to be paying off at once, if that makes sense. So it's a little crowded here, very busy. If you're sitting down, then somebody hands you a hammer and says, all right, help me. Like, you know, nobody has much of a break, but I think that's kind of, everybody's happy about it. Everybody's feeling a little good about it. So yeah, about 2 weeks pass. Does anybody like have much to do in the meantime? Outside of like the regular projects.
B would.
Yeah. So yeah, B. What is B doing? Because B is also helping to lead like a lot of the work. But
yeah, B is probably incredibly busy, like with the rest of them. But I think when she gets a breath, she would like to assemble Titus, Devon, and Jack together when they all get a moment.
So another thing, maybe you guys have finally like gotten, maybe this is the first time you're seeing, but B has been given an office. It's like a little room. It's smaller than Mabel's, but it's the second biggest room they have free. So B, what does your office look like?
Kind of a combination of Grandma Core and a little bit like Howl's bedroom from Howl's Moving Castle, with a lot of like plant stuff also surrounding it.
Okay, for sure. So yeah, you guys are all amassed in B's room.
Jack immediately begins sweating.
Okay.
You say Grandma Core?
And Titus has a bunch of scratches on him because he's been playing with the younger dragons. He's just like covered in scratches.
They're like gashes. You have multiple like stitch wounds.
He's like wobbling a little bit when he's standing there.
All right, buddy.
Great.
Kim, I don't mean to ask you this, like, I don't mean to make things harder on you, but do you also invite Frankie?
Yeah.
Okay, so the whole team. Got it. I was just checking.
No, you're good. But yeah, I would just, pretty much, you would just get, like, she would just kind of walk up to each of you and just be like, when you have time, I would like to see you, I guess, in my office. Yeah. And then she'll also be like, you'll know it when you see it.
Sick.
So, yeah. Like, you guys head over.
Assemble.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you guys are in, and she's like, so, all the chairs have, like, little mismatched cushions on them, so she just kind of pulls them all up. It's like, take a seat, I don't want you guys standing. Yeah, I guess I have a lot to talk to you guys about. This is kind of weird, I don't like being here, and so then, she'll get up from the chair behind her desk, walk.
I'm so sorry, is Kai in here?
She's... Right, currently, no.
Okay.
She'd be up in the roost.
For sure.
But she will come in like there. You also see like a large dog bed in the corner for her. But so then she gets up from her desk and then she just kind of in the front and then she sits down in front of you guys. It's like I felt a little weird. I didn't like the fact that I was sitting behind a desk with you guys in here. Anywho. I'm just kind of rambling. This is a lot, and I'm a little nervous. This is all a lot, and I haven't gotten the chance to talk to y'all yet because a lot's been going on in the base, and a lot of good things are happening. Anyways, Mabel asked me to help lead the rebellion, and then she leaves it at that. And she's kind of like twiddling with her thumbs and is looking down, kind of nervous to meet any of your guys' gaze.
Jack's like, did you get a raise?
No, I'm not. She's not getting paid, right?
No.
Yeah, I'm like...
Like, if anything, maybe your accommodations are slightly better, but that's about it.
Oh.
Is Jack getting paid? No.
The one's gonna be like, oh, you mean like he made you the boss of, like, the squad? Like when you're healed up, you're gonna be the boss. I get it. It makes sense. You're kind of like the level-headed one of us two, so like, you know.
I awkwardly scoot my chair back, like, just drags across the ground as I scoot out of that.
And I think when you say that, she stops messing with her fingers, and she just kind of looks up for a second, and is like, no, of the whole base.
Well, then what does that mean, though? Like, you're still gonna be going on missions with us. Like, that makes sense, right?
Devon.
Just when you're healed, because, I get it. Like, right now, you're not feeling really well. You kind of got a few holes in you. But, you know, when you're healed.
I'm not gonna be going on missions anymore. As we've talked before, I think getting 2 holes put right in the middle of you and 1 in your shoulder does a lot, and made me realize that I'm not cut out for field work anymore. It's not something that I aged gracefully with, and I think I'd be a better asset here.
Oh. Okay, yeah, yeah, dude. Yeah. Just gonna go silent.
Titus is gonna be like, congratulations!
Yeah.
Thanks, Titus.
I pull out like just like a piece of like dried meat, and like I just like rub it on one of the knives. Here, man. Just slide it over to Vaughn. Hey, dude, you're gonna want this. Take it. Eat it later.
He'll pocket it.
Eat it later.
He still has the 2 toxic ones that you gave him earlier.
Those are spoiled by now.
Nah.
So like no more field work though?
At the moment, I don't feel comfortable.
That's reasonable. You did get kind of lit up the minute I met you.
I think she chuckles a little bit and it's like, unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, I think
And it wasn't a good feeling.
I can't. Getting shot sucks. And 2 missions in a row we were on together. You got shot.
Being confronted with your own mortality is not the best, I will be honest.
It's not for everyone.
No. Yeah, I don't think Mabel has said, like, anything officially, so I just wanted to be the first one to tell y'all about it. So, yeah.
I look at Titus and I do the drinking thing. Like, do you have something on you?
Drinking?
It's celebrated. Cheers. You always have shit on you. It's celebrator.
Oh, I mean, I pack around and I'm like, oh, yep. I almost forgot about my rum, and so.
Hey, you haven't drank in 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Get the cups out. Get the cups out.
Oh, cups. Oh, yeah. I guess we get cups.
Well, I guess we could do a bottle toast. I don't know.
Huh?
We all take swigs from a bottle.
Yeah.
What are we, teenagers?
So yeah, you guys then and celebrate B. Maybe this is probably the first time you guys have really gotten to chat and take a break in a while. It helps that your boss is telling you, is hanging out with you, I guess, right? More time passes.
I think in conversation, I'd like to bring up I mean, this is the team now, and I point at us and Frankie. I'm kind of just I'm glad that you guys are good at what you do. Even though we don't always see eye to eye, and we never follow a plan, it is kind of a nightmare. I mean, it's on me too. But at least we're all good at it, right? That's pretty cool.
Especially Frankie.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, definitely wasn't intentional.
Yeah, I heard that apparently you had a sword duel with him and completely severed his arm. I saw the body.
She just, shakes her head I don't know how it got that far.
Someone else said that you said, and I'm quoting, "You were merely adopted by the darkness." I didn't see the light till I was a grown man, which I thought was odd.
I'm not a grown man.
By then, it was merely blinding. I didn't get that either, but, good job, I guess.
Definitely didn't say that. I don't know why people are doing all that, but, all right.
Yeah, someone else said that you screamed for a solid, minute, and then your hair turned yellow, and you punched a hole through the guy, and once again, I saw the body.
So Jack works on, traumatizing Frankie for a while,
Yeah,
right?
she's just kind of
Just keeps going.
And then some time passes.
Can Titus actually talk to Jakura and try to encourage her to maybe learn how to dragon ride?
Yeah. So I was gonna say, so there is some time passing, right? So if you guys do want to do anything, kind of now's the time to do it, because again, there aren't any missions you're being sent on, just stuff to do around base. So yeah, Titus, Jakura's technically the quartermaster, but she's been doing a lot of other work recently. But currently, she's in the armory, with a couple of assistants. When you'd find her, she's putting some stuff down, and then she stops and takes a breath. She turns to you as you walk in, and she says, "Oh, Titus, how are you doing?"
Oh, I'm doing well. I'm sure you heard about the whole timer dying. It's pretty cool.
She says, "Yeah, I was really impressed. I heard that Frankie engaged him in a sword duel and then cut off all of his limbs and then stabbed him in the heart."
Yes, that happened. I saw it.
So very violent, but I can't say she doesn't have some spunk, I guess, huh?
She's a great addition to our team.
Yeah. But did you need something or?
Oh well, I just was coming by, and we have all these dragons, and we need riders for them, and so I was thinking you're pretty smart and you're pretty quick. I think maybe you'd be a good applicant to become a dragon rider if you wanted to.
Her face is kind of neutral at first, and then her lip quirks up slightly into a slight smile. She says, "For a second, Titus, I thought you were trying to flirt with me."
Oh, no. This is all strictly professional.
She kind of furrows her brow at you. She says, "Right, but you said something about dragon riding?"
Yeah, we have a bunch of dragons, and we need riders for them.
And you think I'd be a good one?
Yep, it'd be great.
She says, "Okay, I suppose that sounds at least fun to try once. When do you want to try it out?"
Oh, wherever you're free. I'm just kind of chilling right now, playing with the little babies, and I like show my arms, and they're all covered in cuts.
Do most dragon riders have to deal with that?
No, I just really like baby dragons. They're a lot of fun.
Right. All right. Well, maybe tomorrow then. Tomorrow evening?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay.
He's a little too eager.
Yeah. Well, then I'm going to get back to work, but tomorrow evening then, Titus, we can try some training?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. And she nods and she kind of turns away to start working again.
Nice.
Awesome.
Do you want to do something first? Okay. It's not silly, actually.
Okay.
I think I go... Because it's kind of over an extended period of time, right?
Yeah, this is a couple weeks. Like,
Yeah.
we're going
so
through weeks
I
of
think
time.
a couple different nights I sort of just chat with the team, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so for, like, Frankie, I'm probably like, so, like, what got you here?
Oh, I mean, kind of the same old story that you'd probably hear from most people here. My parents were involved, and somehow in the Republic were responsible, and so, I'm just kind of here to represent.
Vengeance.
Yeah,
Love it. I love that. I live for vengeance.
Oh,
You're pretty cool.
thanks.
Yeah.
Hey, your knives really came in clutch, so
Oh, yeah, I just need to stop hitting myself with them.
So you're saying that's not on purpose?
So you should probably start dressing the part or something, because they're telling myths about you. They're calling you Frankie the Fast.
Yeah, I can't stop it.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, maybe feed into it. Put a little hat on.
I do not look good in hats.
Buy into the pirate thing. Maybe put one of those. What are those called? It's like what Jack Sparrow wears when he doesn't have his hat on. Like, it just has the danglies on it.
Like a bandana.
Like a bandana, or yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be sick.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe feed into
Yeah.
it. You're kind of like their hero. So
Yeah.
honestly, I think you'd lead them. You're just stoking flames.
Fucking Titus has been encouraging all of the rumors the entire time.
Yeah, and then I think I slide you a sword and what's the nicest gun we could find here? That wasn't the one that Odyssey left for.
I was going to say that one, but outside of that, probably just a really well-made, pistol.
Yeah, so I slide you a really I probably stole it from someone.
Yeah.
And I slide it to you, and then I also slide you a nice cutlass, right? A good cutlass sword. I'm just yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just pat you on the shoulder and just kind of walk off. And then probably another night, I think after we find out the bee news, I'm probably gonna go to Devon.
So I want to say that Devon has been heavy into the dragon shit.
Yeah, totally.
Heavy, and especially after this news,
Yeah.
gonna pour his heart and soul into it, into making these little hungry babies not so hungry anymore.
I think I'm working with you while doing it, because you know that thing when you're hard at work with somebody and then you kind of just start talking, right? And shooting the shit. And so I think I'm just yeah, man, it's tough. I know you guys are friends, but it's probably what's best for her. And honestly, I think you're invaluable. What you do with these dragons is crazy, honestly. But how are you doing, man? You've had two teammates that your team's changed drastically. I don't know how you feel about that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't either. That's it.
I feel like you do.
I don't know, man. I'm not really used to being real introspective. It's kind of something that's new.
Yeah,
And I'm old.
You are old.
Yeah, he's just working.
And he's kind of I just would hope you find out before we end up making weird calls while we're all on the job, That's all. And I'm not coming at you. I just don't want to get shot because you dropped the ball. And Now, if you drop the ball giving 100%, that happens. But if you drop the ball because you're half-assing and I get shot, I'm going to be a little bummed out.
That's valid.
That's all. I think I just pat you on the shoulder and I'm like, maybe you'll figure it out, I guess. And I walk off. Yeah, and then I think Jack finally, like with you.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, so, like, Titus the Typhoon.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know a ton about Titus when we first met, right? Like, the name.
Yeah.
But I think I've been, like, reading up and learning. I'm like, so 100-something years old?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Great pirate captain?
Of course.
Where are your men?
Well, there's Jakura. Yeah, I'm sure you've met her.
Right, but you're part of this weird little strike team and not being a pirate. You don't have a ship and you don't have a crew.
Well, I like to think of myself as part of Tandem's crew,
Do you really feel that way?
I got a lot of work to do with these babies. I'm trying to look after these babies.
Okay, I don't know. I was just trying to find out more about the people I work with.
Yeah, it's just, life is a long, windy road. He just leaves.
Well, shit.
So maybe with that, it's out of order, like chronologically speaking, but Jakura and Titus, like how does that go? Like, what are you trying to do with Jakura, Titus?
Oh, I think he didn't really think it through. Kind of a deal. He's just like, oh, this'll be good, and then now he's like, oh, how do I teach someone to be a dragon rider?
Okay, so then roll me like your dragon riding skill.
I got a 5.
Okay, and she rolled pretty well too. So I think actually like Jakura, like maybe Titus, like it's actually just my teaching. I'm actually good at this, but like she kind of takes to it a little fast, like maybe even like unnaturally fast.
Yeah, okay, I don't need to show off. I mean,
yeah, like, are you teaching her on a new dragon, or are you like using Tempest?
I think I'd start with Tempest, and then like if there was a dragon she seemed to like connect with.
It's for sure like Tempest obviously is used to her, so like maybe you chalk it up to that at first. You're like, oh, Tempest is just a great dragon, like
Tempest is the best, so of course
she's like doing maneuvers and stuff that it took like most people a couple of weeks to like in the manuals you're reading that it takes most people a couple of weeks to learn. But yeah, she's like nailing him in like a day or two. And she, like, her and Tempest seem to have, like, a good bond, but if you try introducing her to other dragons, another story, right?
Yeah.
She'll have to roll for that.
Yeah, so I just wanted to get her the basics, and then I just let that go for a couple days, and then maybe, like, have her interact with the other dragons, see if one connects. Because I think he's a bit more, like, hippie-ish, like, oh, you gotta find your dragon kind of deal,
Yeah. Okay, totally. So, yeah, maybe, like, it's a combination of, like, hey, this is how to take care of a dragon, the basics, but also, like, which one do you kind of like? Which one's calling to you, right?
Maybe have her help, like, taking care of them to see if,
Yeah, and she, this part's a little harder for her to get, it seems. She's, like, taking care of an animal is pretty straightforward, but taking care of a dragon is a little bit of another level, in addition to, like, kind of, like, feeling out your relationship with different ones. So it takes you guys some time. But by the end of the day, I don't think any of them particularly stand out to like her. Even from your eye, you're like none of them really were like it. But sometimes it takes time, and Titus would know that. He got lucky with Tempest. He raised Tempest from an egg, right? Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, so it goes well. We'll go away from that for a minute, and Mabel calls in B. Actually, Mabel goes into your office. B.
Okay.
He says, B, if I could have a second.
Of course.
He closes the door. And he says, and he kind of sits down on one of the chairs, and he says, Jack and I spoke after they returned from their mission, and he said that there was some trouble with Devon. And he'll hand you both of the reports of the mission. Mm-hmm. One goes over everything you...
I'm sorry, really quickly. They're so well written. Like, they're like neat,
eloquent.
like so well written and like perfectly like professional. Like, they're so well done. And they're like thick. Like, they're like explicit, like play by play. Like, they are full names. Like so well written.
Yeah, so first of all, maybe that weirds you out a little bit.
Yeah,
like, again, maybe he's like, what? But, yeah, like, the reports are really good, go into a lot of detail. So B basically functionally has all of the knowledge that everybody else does, right, of what happened. But also the perspective Jack has of, like, hey, Devon seem to have lied, and that's a little weird. Would Jack have put in the whole, like, Devon said that he was trying to figure stuff out thing?
I'm going to metagame this and say every single thing that we discussed and that I witnessed, you two know now. So the only person who's still out of the loop, the only people who are still out of the loop are Frankie and Titus.
Okay.
Which are the teammates. Because I'm trying to keep them out of it.
Right. No, of course. That makes sense. So yeah, I mean, he lets you read through them, skim them at least. And then he says, Devon has been an invaluable asset for a long time. But he's also proven to be rather difficult as of late. And I know you two are close, and I respect Devon a lot, so I wanted your opinion on what you think we should do. If you need some time to think this over, that's all right. But I just wanted to bring it to your attention before before we make any decisions.
All right. And then I have a logistical question.
Yeah.
Has Mabel broken down the stuff that Tanner has told Kim yet, or is this prior to that?
So this is prior to that.
Okay.
That'll happen. That's going to happen the next chunk.
I just need to know if
good.
I need to also do that, or if this is a separate conversation I need to have on top of that.
No, you're good. Kim's actually the co-GM now. We're both going to GM the game.
Yeah.
So no, that hasn't quite happened yet.
Okay.
That's the next chunk.
Okay. And then with that, I think she'll just be like, I'll talk to him about it.
Okay. So I'll let you, Kim, decide when you want to do that with Devon. You can, because a couple days pass, more work, and then Mabel comes back to you and then tells you everything.
Okay. And I think especially with that information, she would combine that into just one conversation, so she doesn't have to have two conversations with Devon, but B, they kind of go hand in hand.
Okay. So then, it's been about a month since your last mission now. And I think, again, like, maybe you guys have settled into kind of a new norm. This has been the longest you guys have had without going out in the field for a long time. Do any of you get a little restless?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think Frankie does.
Yeah, Jack totally does as well.
Yeah, Titus has been keeping busy, so I think he's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Devon has also been keeping busy with all these new fucking dragons.
That makes sense. It's very engaging work dealing with dragons, and then it's very non-engaging work, like building things, I think, you know?
Can I also say, he hasn't been putting so much effort into training them, perhaps, but more rehabilitation.
That makes sense.
I don't know if anyone else who's been around the dragons will notice that, but that's kind of what he's up.
I think Jack, because he's vigilant, and he also, like, has been stopping in on you guys. He's like, I don't know how I feel about this team right now. But I think that he's noticed in a sense, but he's sort of letting it slide because kind of wants to see what kind of person, he's the worst, right? Like, Jack likes chaos, and so he's kind of like, what's gonna happen?
Because I think right now Devon is like to himself, thinking of it as like, oh well, they weren't well, so I'm making them well again before I start training them. But you know,
for sure. And then Titus, I mean, would be around you. You know what I mean? Like, and Titus knows dragons pretty. Like, he's probably the second most knowledgeable on dragon. Like, quietly, probably like the second best with dragons in the group, right? On the team. So I don't know if Titus would notice that sort of thing, but he definitely has the opportunity to. You know. But yeah, so a couple more days pass. It's been, like I said, it's been about a month. You guys are getting kind of restless. And then one day, Devon, I think you noticed it first because you'd probably just be up in the roost. You see a dragon and its rider coming in, not one of those two, and it's not B. Coming towards you guys.
Hello, and welcome back to everybody's favorite section, the middle of the episode. This week's ad comes from our friends over on Mayhem Entertainment. Take your game mastering to the next level with GM Mayhem. With 30 plus years of tabletop RPG mastery, GM Mayhem shares pro game mastering advice and GM secrets on his YouTube channel to help GMs of all levels create immersive worlds, challenge players in new ways, and become the ultimate GM. Learn expert methods for running combat, building suspense, managing party dynamics, and more applicable for any RPG system. GM Mayhem has played it all and breaks it down into bite-sized, quick video tutorials you can watch anytime. Don't wait, level up your GM skills now. Head to GM Mayhem's YouTube channel and start your journey to RPG mastery today. If you're looking for a little tips and tricks and a little GM know-how, Mayhem Entertainment is a great resource for you to check out. And now, back to our regularly scheduled programming.
Mabel comes up to the roost at around that time, and he says, if you see a dragon rider, they're a friend. Like, after you see him, Mabel's like, they're a friend. They're helping me with something.
Oh, well, just kind of point.
He turns around and says, oh, and then he looks at a sundial that's on the, he has to look at the ground outside of the roost, and he's like, oh, they're early. Thank you. But yes, everything's okay. I just wanted to let everybody here know. And then he heads back down. Everybody else, Mabel doesn't say anything. But if anybody sees it, it's obvious, this Dragon Rider and Mabel are friends. Mm-hmm. The Dragon Rider, if anybody catches him, is a male, probably in his mid-late 30s. He's wearing Cavalier armor. And he doesn't have his shoes tied in any certain way. But his dragon is red and kind of sleek in a way. Think of it stereotypical Western dragon, but slender, athletic in a way, quick. Probably could compete with Siren just at a glance, But probably about horse size also. So maybe slightly bigger than Siren is. But yeah, so a good size. Mm-hmm. And they're talking up top. They're not getting near the base. They're exchanging some information. Mabel seems to hand him some gold. The Cavaliers seems to hand him a lot of parchment. And some those sacks that you can carry parchment in, mm-hmm. That sort of thing, right? And then the Dragon Rider leaves. Unless somebody intervenes.
Does Jack recognize him at all?
Just roll me a contacts.
Cavalier, yeah. I got 2.
You've seen this guy around, kind of like a office mate who's in a different department. That
mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? So you know the guy, but you don't know him well enough to gauge whether this is legit or not. But he's definitely a Cavalier. If you were a Cavalier, he was also a Cavalier. I mean, you were. You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah. So then, Mabel passes by Jack, and he says, he leads and he says, it's another friend from the other side. I'll update you all on this information soon, but I need to organize it first. Mm-hmm. Then he keeps walking.
We're sure we trust him?
Maybe he's already started walking, and he just says, I trusted you.
Yeah. It twiddles his knife.
So then Mabel goes and talks to B, mm-hmm. and says, I'm hoping that the Devon situation is handled. I'm going to be talking to everybody soon about what we discussed in 2 days' time.
Okay, I'll talk to him before then.
He says, thank you, B. Take your time, as long as he knows. Mm-hmm. One last thing. Devon, over the month, Siren's been changing some more. We mentioned that he started changing color a little bit, but he's changing even more now. Do you want to talk about what that's looked like?
Yeah, I'd say he's just fucking roiding up. Think when male salmon, fucking go through their little metamorphosis during breeding season. It's kind of like that, except it's not gonna kill him. It's not gonna rot him from the inside out.
Yeah.
But he just fucking beefs up.
Mm. So, Siren...
I'd also say, because his hind legs are always kind of vestigial sort of vibe, because he's not good on land. He's amphibious, but he's not good on land. So, his hind legs were, maybe that of, a tadpole, turning into a frog, and now they're, full kind of froggy legs.
Gross.
And, he's got big shoulders.
So Siren's
he's kind of beefy.
Gotten bigger, more muscular. Legs are forming, changing color, to a more yellow, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we said yellow green.
Yeah. So I don't think any of you would have seen this before. Like, dragons don't do that. And it might even surprise B, because, like, this is your best friend's dragon, right? But, yeah, but, like, this, like, siren changing like this is weird. It's weird for Devon. It's really weird for the rest of you. So that's also just kind of happening along the month.
Jack walks up. He's like, he is smoking, and he just took up smoking in the moment of seeing this. Just like, did you give him the treats after 2 days?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Listen.
He just walks away.
Yeah, anybody else have anything they want to do?
I think a day before, B would talk to Devon.
Okay.
B would probably find Devon up in the roost, because I imagine that's where he spends most of his time right now. And she'd make sure no one else is around. Because, again, she doesn't, A, want this information to slip out, but B, doesn't want people eavesdropping and making it awkward and causing rumors or tension and that sort of thing. So she'd make sure that it's just Devon and the dragons.
Yeah, so I was going to say, maybe there are a couple of people up there, but if B looks, like, serious, they might kind of, like, leave.
Yeah, I think if she goes up there and sees people, she just kind of, like, give the signal to, like, be like, could you guys get out,
so
please?
they leave. They're Devon's assistants, basically, just head out.
Yeah, and then I imagine Devon is also engrossed in his work and is not paying attention at all. So I just sort of knock on the door, just to give a little 3 taps.
I think, so he'd hear the taps and, like, turn around nonchalant and then see it's you and jump after the fact. Just like, oh, hey.
Hi, how's it going up here?
Pretty good. The dragons have been looking much healthier recently.
Oh, that's good.
I've been feeding them a little bit more, getting their diets regulated.
Yeah.
He might actually, like, just kind of start rambling to fill the silence, because he doesn't want you to talk to him kind of thing. Just like, oh yeah, and like, now that they're regulated, I could probably get started on training. I've been kind of holding off because they've been looking kind of sickly. Oh, and my son, you know, have you seen him? He's kind of like big. I don't really know what's going on. I think he's been pumping the iron. It's kind of weird.
Pumping the iron.
I've been trying to research that in my spare time when I have some, but yeah. Yeah.
And she knows what you're doing. She'd let you talk for a little bit and just be like, look, I'm sure you might have some idea why I'm here.
Did I get tattled on?
You got tattled on.
You know, I respect it. Been on the other side of that.
I'm here to, I guess, talk to you before this information goes public. So we have a real big mission coming up. We're first going to go break out Vargash.
Okay.
And Quill is going to be laying some groundwork for our big strike on the Republic.
Big strike.
Yeah. So we're gonna hit the Cavalier base. We're going for, because that's where a lot of the government stuff is held, a lot of important things. If we cripple this...
Sorry, isn't that also where the dragons are held?
She's just about to get to that.
Yeah, I think, okay, because, like,
there's
like,
a reason why she's
thing,
coming to talk to you.
I think he kind of, like, freezes up and, like...
I've talked to Mabel, and I'm making sure that we have a way to get them out. But also, he wanted me to talk to you, A, to make sure you know for sure you want to be here and to help. Especially when it's coming to this. 'Cause unfortunately with what we're doing, one faulty screw can topple the whole table. And we need to put 100% into this, or else this is our only shot. And so I'm here to get your confirmation that you are on board and you are okay with this. And then she just kind of leaves it at that.
I think he's, like, kind of silent for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Just like thinking. So, what do you mean by like hit? Like, are we gonna use the thing?
Yeah, did Mabel specify what he meant by hit?
So, the plan is still in its roughest, like, formations. You two won't know this. Jesse and Adam, your characters don't know this yet. But for Kim and obviously Devon, plan is rough. Bombs aren't off the table. As far as Mabel's concerned, right? Like, Mabel has not mentioned bombs, like since the whole incident. So as far as you can tell, bombs are off the table. It's a multifaceted attack that includes basically the Rebellion's fleet versus the Cavaliers and whatever guards are there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I would just kind of relay that to you. And I was like, I did ask Mabel to make sure, especially with, I know the team and I know the people on this base, and I myself want to make sure that they get out unharmed. So that is a thing that I'm making sure will happen. But again, I need you to have your unwavering yes to this to move forward.
B. Since our last, I've been thinking a lot. Like a lot, you told me to. And so I have.
And I've heard.
And, I've just been fucking thinking. I'm not very good at it. The whole thing with the dragon on the island with the racing thing, that was, well, I don't know. I just thought, and then I did. And it was weird. Kind of having that choice and making it myself. Sorry, I'm getting off topic. What I mean is, I don't know. I'm the dragon guy. I've just been thinking, And I'm just wondering, I know I always come to you when I have things to choose. But I think I'm only in it for them, I think I want, a world where anyone could have access to forge the bond, or to not, or for them to fly when they want to, or to fight when they want to. And I just want to know how you would feel about me being there when that's my goal. You know what I mean?
And I think she's going to look at you very pointedly in the eye and say, I'm sorry, but I can't have an I don't know. We have to do this if we want a future for the dragons, for the kids, for the people on this base, for the people who want out of the Republic's thumb. Because if we don't, and we have spent a lot of time working, but we've also spent a lot of time dawdling. And we need to act. Especially with the old man dead, we need to act. And, if we don't, then I don't know if the rebellion will stick around much longer.
I just want to make sure those dragons will be okay. If me saying yes means I could be there making sure that happens, would you take it?
Yes, because I do trust you to help get those dragons out. In fact, I think you're the only one I would go to make sure they get out.
So that's what I'll do.
All right.
that's all I'll do.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. We will be convening with Mabel tomorrow to officially talk about this. I would kindly ask you to not let this information out until then.
Heard.
I just don't want to deal with all... I've heard a lot of stuff about Frankie that I don't know is true.
It's not. I mean, I wasn't there. But she's saying that it's not. But also, like, I don't know.
Devon did see the body.
I saw the body, but, like...
I mean, they're saying that she cut limbs off and drove a stake through his heart. I don't know.
Maybe that's a good thing.
Maybe they need that, and that's okay. But like, again, I don't want the information to go through a grapevine that does not need to happen. You know?
Valid.
But yeah, and then she'll be like, sorry for disturbing your work. I'll let you get back to it.
You're fine. You're always fine. You know. Come by anytime.
Yeah. How's your son? He's yellow.
Yeah, I don't really know what the fuck's going on with that. I'm real stressed. I'm not gonna lie.
I'll be honest, it's really weird. They don't do that to my knowledge.
Yeah, not to mine either. So
And that's troubling.
Yeah.
You guys maybe chat for a little longer.
Yeah.
Maybe it feels good actually to kind of like talk.
She
between
tells you
two.
about the tree, because I don't think she's told you about the tree yet.
Oh yeah, I saw the tree, but I had no idea where it came from.
Yeah, I did that, actually. I guess my magic is way more potent than I thought.
Oh, you know, that's really interesting, because I was in a place...
So you guys talk. The day kind of ends, and Devon, like, how do you sleep at night? But like, do you seem off to anybody after that conversation?
I think maybe he seems like he has more of a sense of purpose. Because like before this point, he's kind of, I don't want to say a husk, but like going through the motions, doing what he knows he likes to do. But right now he's kind of like, well, I have a mission and I can do that, and it's something that I want to do.
That makes
so
sense.
He's like, yeah.
No, I hear you. Cool. So yeah, then the next day rolls around. Mabel goes in and checks with you, B. And just, kind of make sure everything happened.
Yeah.
He won't ask for details except what Devon's reaction was.
Yeah, she'd tell him. She'd be like, yeah, I spoke to Devon. I let him know what's happening. He's going to be there to help get the dragons out.
He nods. He says, that will suffice. That's fine. That will work. Thank you, B. Do you want to be there when I debrief everybody on the full plan, or would you rather me do it on my own?
I'll be there.
He nods. He says, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm going to have somebody tell everyone that we'll meet in my office in 3 hours. Does that work for you?
Yeah.
He nods. So then all of you kind of get collected over, like, the next couple hours. So, Titus, I think Tandem would be talking to you on his ship, just chatting with you during, like, at today, right? Maybe you guys just hang out sometimes, obviously. There's some drinks passed between you. And eventually he kind of just pauses and then says, Titus, have you ever thought about leaving the game?
You mean about, like, settling down? The
Well-
white picket fence and all that?
He chuckles and he says, well, not like quite like that, but I mean, whatever floats your boat, I suppose. Whatever flies your ship.
I mean, of course I've thought about it, but I don't think I will. I don't think that's for me.
Yeah, you think you're in this game till the end?
Hell yeah.
He nods and he says, I was just wondering. That's all. He kind of looks like off to the distance.
What about you? You want to settle down?
He doesn't respond for a second. He says, I'm just not sure, because what do you think happens to us when this all goes over? If we succeed, what do you think happens next?
Oh, I don't know. I doubt that they'll be too happy to keep pirates around, though.
That's what I'm worried about. I feel like Mabel will do the right thing in the end, but I don't know. He gets quiet, maybe.
Hey, but it'll be a fun time while they're trying to rebuild the government, right? It'll be open season.
He nods and he kind of like puts his arm around your shoulder and he says, "That's right, Titus. We'll get him while the pants are down." Mm-hmm. So another hour passes.
Actually, one quick thing. I'm gonna be like, "Hey, Tandem, why'd you join up with Mabel?"
Like, I think Tandem was ready. Like, his expression was, "Oh, yes, we're going to have back to fun times." But then you ask it that, and it takes him aback for a second. And then he says, "Well, I guess a part of me knew that what the Republic was doing wasn't right, even if it wasn't always me that it was affecting. Maybe it's ironic, but I didn't think I could just stand by and watch bad things happen to fine folk without doing something. You know?"
Yeah, that's maybe they'll let you be in the Navy.
Don't you ever say that again. You son of a bitch.
No, with ideals like that, you'll make a great Navy officer.
He'll like shove you kind of. Like, "Shut up, Titus. I don't even know why we're hanging out." And then he walks away.
Oh, I'm sorry. You make an awful Navy captain.
That's right. Everybody looks at him like, "What?" Like, "You are our captain." About an hour passes, and everybody's gathered to Mabel's office. So, yeah, you guys... Okay, so actually, is anybody early to the meeting? Because it's... Yeah, B.
Obviously.
So Mabel's sitting at his desk, and maybe you, like, open the door, and...
I'm like 10 minutes early. No, not even 30 minutes.
Yeah, Mabel's like writing something down, and in a seat next to him is Araceli. Does Araceli look any different from the last time we saw him?
Yeah, so he looks probably like a little taller.
Okay.
And like a little less like bulky, but more, not like, oh, like he's been like running, but like he might not have been eating as much. His hair is in like one braid, just straight down his back instead of two. And he is now in like full pirate's garb. But it's like a little effeminate, and also he still has his like over poncho that's like all colorful and flowery, but it's been touched up. Like originally it was tattered in like an old dress almost, and now it looks like the bottom of a dress has been hemmed off, and like it's frilly on the ends and everything. And so he's like really, really dug into being just a little fruity, and yeah, and he's sort of like, "Oh, V," and I get up and I think I hug you.
I think the first thing she says is, "Oh my God, we need to get you food."
Oh, I'm not that hungry.
"Oh, but hun, you are looking slimmer."
Oh, I don't know. I haven't been eating as much, and I don't get as hungry anymore, and it's kind of cool. You remember how many of those were they fig? Yeah, figs in a blanket I ate, and it's just wrong name.
I don't know, hun. That's not normal.
Oh, all right. I mean, yeah, I guess we can go get some food. Can we go get some food? And I look at Mabel.
He looks up from his paper because he's been like writing stuff down, drawing stuff, and he says, "If you're back in the next." And then he looks to a clock that doesn't exist. 30 minutes?
I'm always on time.
And then I look at him. I'm like, "I'll get him back. Don't worry about it."
Also, the room is noticeably warmer than it should be. It's
Yeah.
sort of just like an aura.
Yeah.
Mabel's a little damp, you know? Like,
Yeah.
But yeah, then she'll take you to the cafeteria.
Just kind of walking alongside you. It's like, "So how was the wrist thing? Did it work?"
Oh yeah, it was super cool actually. And you know, some other stuff happened. I have a lot to catch you up on.
I heard you got shot.
Twice? No, 3 times.
Oh, are you okay now?
Now I'm feeling a lot better.
I think he hugs you again.
At the time, not great. It was 1 in the shoulder, 2 in the lung.
That's horrifying.
It was not great. I will be 100% honest.
Yeah, I can't imagine that was great. Where's Reyna?
well, that's my next question. Would you have brought Reyna with you, or would you have met somewhere where you get picked
I
up?
would have brought Reyna with me.
Okay.
Because we're tight now. I'm an actual dragon.
Reyna is probably dropped you off and then went high up into the tree, like on her own. Would not have said anything, would not have made a noise.
I was just curious if Devon noticed, right?
Well, so, Devon, roll me a notice. Because Reyna's is being very quiet.
But what I was going to say is that Devon was actually going to show up late to the thing.
Okay.
Because he was helping the dragons. Yeah. So I don't know if that changes anything, but that's that.
So roll me a notice,
okay.
For sure. You see like a shadow, but like there are a lot of dragons here. It could be anything. A shadow like kind of passes over you, and it doesn't like spark anything. Reyna is up in the tree somewhere, like, and it's a very tall tree, so she's
absolutely
gone.
That's fine
for now. So
I have a little ornate sword. I've really dug my heels on all the pirate there.
Okay. I mean, where have you been?
Well, for like the first like 2-3 weeks, I don't know. We were kind of just trying to fly to see if we could find the edge, and then after a little bit, I realized the world's not flat, and so like that went on for a while. I ended up in, quick question, there's like other kingdoms, right?
yep.
Yeah, I ended up in other kingdoms. That was crazy. Shenanigans, right? I helped some pirates out with some stuff, some heists.
Temples.
And then like eventually I kind of blew, I was collecting stuff with the pirates. We captured some different ships and stuff, and I would take fancy things. I can't help myself, apparently. And then I found some temples, and I couldn't read it, but the vibes were immaculate there, and Reyna loved it. Got into a couple of dragon fights, and that was really stressful, because there's bigger dragons out there. I don't know how much any of us know about bigger dragons out there, but there's places that I don't think we're meant to go. So then I brought the baby back, because like we went for a little while, and we found these dope temples. We found a couple different temples, and then Reyna got into this big fight. She got really hurt. I was really worried. I nursed her back to health. I got hurt in the fight. It was the whole thing. We protected the baby, so that was cool, and we won. But like, we're like, oh, Reyna's the queen of dragons. I don't know if that's true.
That's a terrifying thought.
I mean, she won. We keep winning. But so, came back, dropped the baby off. I thought I saw Titus, but like he didn't say anything to me, so I figured it probably wasn't him. And so then we went back off. We went back to temples, and then I was kind of just vibing at the temples for a little bit. And like, I don't know. I just feel like I really found my center there. Fire isn't destructive. Dragons can be destructive, and dragons with fire can be destructive, but that's not what the fire is for. Lions have claws, and they're tools for the hunt, and it's the same thing with fire. And, I mean, Reyna likes me because I think she thinks I'm a baby dragon, or thought I was a baby dragon, but I started to think of my fire more like that, and he's kind of just rambling, and you can tell he doesn't fully grasp, but he is in the sense, like, there's a reason that there's this warmth around him, and it's not like burning heat like it used to be when you would get agitated, but it's like a general warmth, like you're kind of around a hearth, like everyone's sitting down at like Christmas, and like that's what's coming off of him now, and it's sort of a constant.
Okay.
But he's just and then we at one point we just went to the ground. We were just swimming. I don't know why. I don't know what I was looking for. I met water pirates. There's water pirates.
Oh.
That's cool. I figure when I'm done with whatever the fuck this is, I'm gonna go be a water pirate for a little bit. I have to talk to Titus about water pirates, and then he's just rambling and rambling and rambling.
Yeah, and then I'm just kind of like, you should also talk to him about the temple stuff. They were in one.
Oh.
That's when I got shot, so I didn't get to check it out. But I think, I don't know, maybe y'all will have some good information to exchange.
That's exciting. I can't wait to talk to Titus. I'm so excited to talk to everybody. I missed everybody so much. I think like Jack walks by, just like casually, he's like, "I thought you were dead."
Well, yeah, what does Arceli say back to him?
Not like confused, like who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
I thought you were dead. Like, why would I be? Who are you? Like, you don't even know me. And they immediately, it's me arguing with myself.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. All right, so you eat.
Jack moves to prick Arceli like,
dodges.
Stop!
Time passes. You guys get food. Titus. Okay, so Devon, you're at the roost. That's not near the cafeteria, so you guys won't intersect. Titus, you were at the ship, also not near the roost. I mean, not near the cafeteria. So you guys wouldn't intersect. Are you guys you're gonna be on time or no, Titus?
Yeah, because he's like trying to he's like trying to be better right now. So he's like, oh, I'm actually gonna show up on time.
Okay, and you're gonna be late.
But he is a little.
Yeah.
He's a little drunk from his drinking with tandem, so he's a little buzzed.
And then I'd make sure we get back 10 minutes before.
Okay, and Frankie?
Frankie would be on time.
Okay, so
Exactly.
Frankie and Titus, maybe you both walk in together.
I think Frankie was spending time with Titus.
after tandem, yeah.
Titus is just gonna make everyone into a pirate.
Oh yeah, has Frankie taken to looking like a pirate yet?
Yeah.
Because Jack was really stoking that fire.
Yeah, I think she definitely looks more like a pirate. She's been training with them to learn more on how to shoot better and sword duel. So
Maybe that's what he was doing with Tandem, was like, they drink a bottle and throw it up in the air for a shit.
So they were shooting the shit and it's like, nice.
So maybe Frankie and Titus, you guys walk in together, having a conversation. You open the door. Mabel sitting down, RSLE sitting next to him, maybe B sitting next to, like, in between them or something.
So like quickly I'm like, Titus the Typhoon, but like I look like a full-blown pirate now, so I don't know how quickly you pegged that it's me.
So he's gonna stand shocked, like, you look amazing.
Right? I just dressed how I thought you would, and then I'm gonna come in and give you a hug as well.
Ah,
I think I like dap you up and hug you.
Yeah, we're getting a hug.
Yeah, and once again, it's this warmth of like a nice like fire, you know, roasting chestnuts. But so I'm like, oh my god, B said we have to talk. He said you went to a temple. I went to a temple. Reyna got beat up. It was really scary, but then we won anyways. Whole thing. There's a lot going on. Do you know about water pirates?
Water? Why would you want to be a pirate on the water?
I don't think you understand how much water's down there.
Like, why would I be down where water is?
No, I need you to look at me.
Yeah?
You're not grasping what I'm telling you. So much water, so many pirates.
But you can't drink the water, so what do they...
That is true. I found that out 3 separate times.
Oh, yeah. No,
I kept trying. I thought that when we would get to different places, the water would get better, and never did.
No, it's always bad.
So maybe like Mabel lets you guys like chat, right? As he waits for the last member of the team to get there, and he's still working like feverishly as he often does. And then Devon, do you enter?
Yeah, I'd say maybe it's like 15 to 20 minutes late, like straight up. And he like walks in. He's not really like paying attention. He opens it up. It's like, sorry, I was, dragons. And then he like locks eyes with Arsene.
I think I stand up and I go like, Devon. And I think one thing you would note for sure, because B is perceptive, and you're pretty perceptive, is the room doesn't heat up at all. Like it stays the same like stagnant temperature, the same warmth. And I like take a step towards you, and then another one, and I'm gonna hug you. Like I'm gonna go in for like a hard hug. Like I'm really getting in there.
Oh.
What do you do?
I think he like tenses up for a moment.
It's like stiff while I hug you.
Yeah, but then like sort of softens just a little bit.
So I hug you and I go like, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. You have a lot of wisdom, and I wasn't the biggest fish in the sea. I'm not the biggest fish in the sea, and neither is Reyna. And I grab your shoulders and I'm like, there's bigger dragons out there.
There's bigger dragons out there?
A lot bigger. And then I kind of just like let you go. And I'm sure you also noticed the warmth and the like, all right. And then I sit down and like, let's have this meeting.
So just to check, where is Jack?
I think the minute Araceli got up, Jack sat in his seat. And like Jack was like, or Araceli's like, what's going on, man? And so they're very much, for some reason, because they're both my characters and it's me, falling into like siblings. Like,
stop.
Get on my seat. You got up. I don't know what you want me to do. Get out of my seat. That's what I want you to do.
Is your name on here? No.
Picks up the seat.
I'm not touching you. You.
I'm going to burn your clothes. I swear. I promise I'll burn your clothes. Do it.
So, yeah, maybe once everybody like settles for a minute, Mabel finishes writing. There's a few moments of silence while Mabel writes something down, puts papers down, says, all right.
Sorry, there's no silence because I'm trying to tell Devon about the water pirates.
Right.
No, they're like pirates, but on the water.
There's bigger dragons out there?
They're horrendous. It's horrifying. Me and Reyna it doesn't matter. She's okay, I'm okay. That's why I brought the baby back, though, because, like, we got really hurt defending the baby. It was a whole thing. Water pirates, though, you can't drink the water. You'd think you could drink any water, you know?
Okay, were there dragons in the water?
One.
Yeah. Probably the biggest I've ever seen. By way and away.
Down below? Dragons.
Water pirates.
All right.
And it's water you can't drink.
So yeah, maybe Mabel interrupts, like, all right, like kind of, I'm ready now. And he looks at everybody and he says, this one's going to be tough. I'm going to need a lot from all of you. Are you ready? And then that's where we're going to finish for this episode of 5 Gems Trenchcoat. Thank you guys for listening so much. We have some stuff to plug.
If you like what we do here and you just like us and you want to see more stuff we make and design, go to Adavans Armory, ADAVANS, at Adavans Armory on everything. Taylor does all of our art.
Yeah, Gremlin Frog art. There's 2 G's in there in the middle on Instagram and X.
And then I am doing a project with my partner. It's called Wisteria Falls. It's a little webcomic series. Right now you can check us out on Instagram at Wisteria_Falls. Yeah, come check it out. It's real fun. It's kind of like Gilmore Girls meets Gravity Falls meets Heartstopper. So yeah, come check it out. It's fun.
Exciting. And if you want to follow us on our socials, you can follow us at 5 Gems in a Trenchcoat on Instagram and TikTok, and at 5 Gems Official on Twitter /X /whatever the fuck we're calling it now, and Blue Sky. And you can also check us out on our website if you want to learn a little bit more about us. You want to see some of the stuff that we're doing, you can check us out there at 5 Gems in a Trenchcoat there as well.
If you're really enjoying anything we're doing here and you want to support in any capacity, share this podcast with your friends, your grandma. We love grandmas. We love moms. We love dads. We love everybody.
Siblings.
Yeah, share it with people. Share it with people.
I don't know about siblings.
Yeah, you know what? Don't share with your siblings. Unless they're cool. If they're cool, you can share it with them. But no, if you really enjoy us, also leave likes, leave ratings, comments.
We like reading that shit.
Yes, we really appreciate it. Anything you put, any feedback. If you think we could work on something, we're trying our best here. And
if
also,
like dragons suck, we'll be like, okay.
I will cry.
I think we all will.
Yeah, honestly. But if you want to support us in any other capacity or in a little more, we have a Ko-Fi. You can come support our caffeine addiction. We drink a lot of energy drinks on long recording days like this.
Yep.
But that'll be all. So bye-bye.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Hey, it's Kim here. I wanted to hop on before we do our regular end of the episode plugs to let you guys know that we aren't going to have our usual episode next week. In fact, we're going to have our interview episode that Adam did with Crit Awards, so be excited for that. We'll be back to our regular episode the week after that, though. Don't worry. Thank you as always for listening, and here's GM Tanner to tell you a little bit about where to find us.
Hey, thank you for listening to 5 Gems in a Trenchcoat. Be sure to follow us on social media at 5 Gems in a Trenchcoat on Instagram and TikTok, and at 5 Gems Official on Twitter. If you like the episode, please rate us 5 stars and leave a comment. And if you'd like to support us further, you can leave us a tip on our Ko-Fi at ko-fi.com/5gemsandtrenchcoat. Thank you, and catch you in the next episode.